What's up, everybody? I just finished my workout. I guess we're getting into this weird little post-workout confessional scenario. My last two videos have been immediately post-workout. I don't know, it just feels like a good time to do videos at that point. Well, today is Memorial Day. And so in CrossFit, there's a tradition to do Memorial Day Murph. Murph is a workout that honors Michael Murphy, the Navy SEAL that died in Afghanistan. Most of you probably know who that is. If not, take a look. Pretty interesting story. And there's movies made on it and things like that. But today is a day where we get together, we put on our most patriotic gear. I got this new shirt a couple weeks ago. So I got my USA on the back. It's just blue, Jekyll and Hyde on the front. Absolutely love this shirt. Really cool. Actually bought this whenever I found out that I qualified for the USA Functional Fitness National Team. So that was fun. Wearing my new cap that actually it's not USA, but it's red, white, and blue. It's awesome. It's the Hairy Men cap. I said they made this for me. Curly mustache, beard, and everything. But we put on all of our patriotic gear, red, white, and blue, and we do this workout. CrossFit has it's got a tradition of hero workouts, hero WODs, workout of the day, where you do these workouts, and they're usually pretty grueling workouts. There's none that's like, oh, this will take a couple of minutes and I'll feel great. Usually they are ones that leave you on the floor. But you do them, and you do them remembering heroes that have fallen in the line of duty. Some of them are military servicemen, firemen, policemen. But people that have given their lives doing their job to protect our lives, to protect our freedom. And so doing one on Memorial Day is obviously a really big deal because Memorial Day is about remembering those that have died in service. And so, I've grown up very close to the largest military base in the Western Hemisphere. Grown up here my whole life. I've been here my whole life. And so it's given me an interesting perspective. I'm not immediately in the military community, but I have so many friends that have served or that do serve, and I've grown up so much around it that it's given me an interesting perspective, kind of an outside in, but kind of almost on the inside perspective of how that functions. I have lots of friends that I've seen posting lately about some of their military service men and women that have died in the line of duty, and that's tough. It's gut-wrenching and it's heartbreaking, and my heart goes out for you guys and goes out for their families. Memory is one of those interesting things. Memory does strange things to us. It's shown that studies have shown that our memory is actually one of the most fluid things, as strange as that is, that there are things that we have to constantly remind ourselves of and constantly revisit. Maybe it's write it down, maybe it's take a photo, take a video, because we will actually start to remember things differently, or sometimes we'll just completely forget it altogether. Now, please understand, I'm not making a point about forgetting servicemen and women, but as I was running, I was thinking about memory, and I was thinking about doing things in memory of. And it brought me to the point in 1 Corinthians 11 where Paul is actually addressing the Lord's Supper, that Christ, as he's passing out the cup and the bread, saying, "Do this in remembrance of me." And so Paul's talking, he's addressing it, and what he's saying is that there were people there that they were eating the Lord's Supper. They didn't really do the Lord's Supper the way that we do it, where it's like a little cracker in a cup, or maybe you go up to the front and the guy's got bread in a big cup, however your tradition does it. But he's saying that there were people that were eating and that were getting full and getting drunk, while there are other people that weren't eating at all, that they weren't seen as worthy to eat with them. Or you say, you guys are completely misconstruing this. That Paul's trying to address these divisions that happen within the body. And it's so interesting that I was going over that, and I'm looking at these divisions, and our lead pastor, Jared Burt, actually was talking in Ephesians 2, 11 to 22 on Sunday about divisions. I told him it was one of my favorite sermons that he's ever done, talking about these divisions that come up between us, and how Christ has died to eradicate all those divisions, and yet we continue to see these things pop up. And so as I'm thinking about this memory thing. I think about what is it that Memorial Day does for us as Americans. CrossFit has obviously thrown themselves right in the middle of that, or maybe drawn that into the middle of itself. I'd have to break that down a little bit more, but And what it really does is it attempts to bring us together and to unite us in memory of those that have died. That we come together and we remember those. And we look at that and we turn it, and now we look at when we talk about the Lord's Supper or 1 Corinthians 11 especially, we start looking at these things. What is it that is supposed to unite us? That as we look at Christ and we look at the ways that he acted, the things that he did, the ways that he treated people that nobody else treated well, the ways that he treated people that everyone else treated as these horribly religious, or not horribly, but these greatly religious guys, that he actually really railed against. You start to see the way in which remembering Christ and genuinely keeping him at the forefront of our minds and focusing our lives on him, the way it calls us to treat other people, the way it calls us to interact with other people, that we can't treat someone poorly in a way that Christ would never treat that person. Like, if we are truly centering our hearts on that, there's no way that we can actually treat someone poorly. We can disagree with them, we can argue with them, but in the end, we will show them the love that Christ not only showed them, but also commanded us to show. So that's my little devotional for today, 1 Corinthians 11. I hope you get a chance to take a look. You want to dive into it a little bit more, go to Taylors Valley Baptist Church on Instagram and look up Jared Burt's sermon from this past Sunday, May the 24th. Pretty cool, pretty incredible. Like I said, my favorite sermon that he's preached. But especially, guys, it is Memorial Day. Be safe. Enjoy the day. I know that that's a difficult thing for some of us to do. For those of you that struggle with this, because it is all thrown on you on one day, man, I'm praying for you. I'm going to reach out to as many as I can. But know that we appreciate you and we love you. I know that Memorial Day is to remember the fallen, but it's also to take care of those that are still here and still with us. So thank you, guys, and I will talk to you guys very soon. You guys have a great day.